Well, hello everybody. It has been a year since we've done an art stream, but I remembered that I have to create a new overlay for our Monster of the Week game tomorrow. So why not stream the process? Last time we started creating Tayland. I have not finished that, but I plan to someday. But tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. Not so, I guess it's kind of art, but it's not really art. We are going to create an overlay for Monster of the Week, which we are playing tomorrow night. If you're not familiar with that game, we played it holiday season 2 years ago, I think, and the stream did not get uploaded. That was my fault in time. So if you caught it live or watched the VOD in the first 2 weeks after on Twitch, then you are maybe somewhat familiar with the game. If not, it's a really simple game. I believe it's a D6 game. Jack will maybe not be very happy with me if I don't remember that. But it's a dice rolling game. You create characters based on certain archetypes isn't the right word, but and classes isn't the right word, but you create a character based on the different types that are offered in the game manual. And then it's a story-based game with a game master, and then you roll dice for different outcomes, and everybody has kind of special abilities depending on what kind of character they choose to create. So anyways, we're creating an overlay for OBS for that. I like to have something custom for all of our different games so that the game looks different and it's easier to find when you're looking for it. So that's what we're doing tonight. Now, the story, as I've been told, let me just pull this up here. Jack let us know just a quick little synopsis. He calls it The Pitch. As a trio of freelance cryptozoologists and monster hunters, the four of you have spent this summer on a cross-country tour of paranormal investigations, puttering across the United States in your rust bucket of an RV. The most recent leg of your travels has brought you to the quiet, small town of Short Rock, West Virginia, which is said to be home to numerous sightings of unusual creatures. So that's the setup. It's modern day-ish, so it's not like high fantasy or anything like that. And we all get to pick characters based on the rule book that, a bunch of different types. I'm not going to go through the whole rule book because I'm sure we'll go through some of that stuff on tomorrow's stream. But yeah, that's our setup. So I'm trying to create an overlay that matches that right there. As you can see, we have a blank slate in front of us, but I can pull up what we've done in the past. Just realizing that you guys can all see my folders. So it's under Elder Brain. And so, was it Holiday One Shot 2021? I believe this is it. So in preparation for that, I had created a big poster for it. And then we had our different things. The setting for that story was we were in an old abandoned shopping mall. So this was what I had made as kind of like an advertisement. And then this was the actual overlay that we used. So I made it look like a modern shopping mall. I maybe went too modern with different components there. So if you missed the VOD because it didn't get uploaded, then you get a little glimpse of what the overlay looked like. But yeah, so we're going to be creating something not like this, but we're going to be creating an overlay that will go with this new stream. To give you guys some perspectives, here is what our current overlay is for Sea of Souls. And so I create all of these myself. It's usually a collage of different things that I patch together to make up. So that's what we're going to be making tonight to get us prepared for our adventure this week. So let's go. I pulled a picture of a rusty, or an old rust bucket of an RV. I figured this is going to feature heavily in our overlay theme. I think I'm going to have this kind of like coming up as if it's coming up out of the side. So that's kind of our primary inspiration right there, along with Jack's description of the story. So I'm just going to pull up again over here. There we go. So basically, what you do, for anybody interested, is you create your foreground, and then you have cutout squares, and that gets overlaid on OBS, and your zoom panels come in behind. It's really easy, which is why I was able to figure it out. But it is technical in its execution and how because you got to have a nice layout and all of that. And there's different components that we want to bring in. So for instance, if we want to have, our link tree or anything like that to kind of point people to other things, then I like to include those things on top. Links to our Discord, different things like that. So I think we'll start off with this because I'll probably end up including a link to our link tree, which I believe is still active. I just realized this was labeled as Cousin Eddie's Rusty Camper. Assuming you've seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, so you can be familiar with that. As usual, if there's anybody in the chat that has any questions about the process or about any of the games that we're playing, about Elder Brain, then feel free to pop those in chat. I've got that on my screen up here, so I can read them as they come in. I understand it's very late, so there might not be a lot of people watching right now. Maybe you're watching this in VOD form. You can feel free to put questions down in the comment below the video on YouTube, and usually Craig or I will go back and read the comments, and then we can respond to them there. So feel free to ask there. Now, it is late, but I could use some musical inspiration. Not that you guys are going to hear that, because copyrights and all that. But I could use some background noise as I do drawing. What do I feel like listening to tonight? 90s music. I got old classic rock. Listen to some Rush. I'll think about that. Come back to it later. Well, let's get started. So, yep, that's what you guys are seeing. So we're going to start by cutting this out, and then I want to plop it down over here. And we're going to start off with I usually make two overlays for our faces, and one of them is an out of combat, so where there's no like combat or game mat that we need to see. So an out of combat and then an in combat. So we're going to start with that. I think the rest bucket is going to feature heavily in the start, and this is going to be fun to try to cut out here. I'm not going to be able to, I can't magically grab any of this stuff because it's just going to fade into others. So I'm going to have to do this kind of old school, cut it out, and then when I run out of space on my tablet, that's where I'll have to come in and shift. And I'm using Krita, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned that. Using Krita. When you have your selection tool, if you hold down Shift, then you can add to your selection. So that's what I'm going to do here. And yes, I'm going to make mistakes, and that's okay, because I will fix those later. Fix those in post, as they say. We'll just come through here, make sure that we have all the lines that we want. There we go. If you weren't part of the last stream, you might not be aware. I don't use a digital screen tablet. I have one of these, an old, more Wacom style. So I'm drawing here, but I'm looking at the screen. So sometimes that causes some disconnect in my brain. So we need to add that thing there. We'll come back up and we'll go down. We'll just link that all together. And so as long as I keep holding Shift, I can add things to this selection, and it will just keep expanding the area that this is. Now, how fat do you think that tire is? I'm going to guess like that. Yeah, and that's probably the tire underneath there. Maybe I can always erase that later if I want. And this doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. I just want to get as much of it as I can so that when I bring it over and shrink it down, it makes sense. It reads well on screen for us. I let go of shift too early there. Ugly spot down here. There we go. So it's coming along. And this is always the tricky part when you've got a real picture because the sun washes out the tops of it sometimes, especially if it's a similar color to the sky, which is why when you try to use your magic selection tool, it doesn't really work. Let's take a little too much liberty with what it thinks are the same colors. All right, so then I just have to add this big area in the middle. And I've got my RV. Rust Bucket RV. There we go. Now, the only unfortunate thing is the stuff in the windows that I can't really remove. I could try to maybe just use a blur tool and remove that so the background's not that big of a deal. All right, so we're going to copy that. Got a new layer. We're going to bring it over here. That looking pretty good. That's kind of what I had in mind. And I was kind of thinking something like, can I make this a little bit bigger? Let's do that. Let's do that right there. That's looking pretty good. Now, where's my blur tool? Somewhere, I'm pretty sure I have a blur tool. He says, very unsure of himself. Smart patch. Oh boy. Oh, nope. That's no good. I just took from there to get to there. Interesting. Close. And again, I reiterate, I am a hobby artist. I don't do this professionally. I do it for fun. Now, the one nice thing is that there is only 4 of us tomorrow because Craig is not able to join us. So that means I can get away with only Game Master plus 3 other panels. I'm actually going to come in here to this other one. I'm going to steal the Monster of the Week logo. Yeah. Powered by Apocalypse, Monster of the Week. There we go. So if I select all, grab that. There's my Monster of the Week. I just have to make sure that has a white background because some of that stuff has a white background. And I don't know what font they used, so I can't fix that. But that's okay. So it's going to be like an Elder Brain Presents, kind of like what I have at the top of the screen here. You can't really see it for Krita. Elder Brain Presents Monster of the Week. And I guess this game is powered by the Apocalypse. I don't know. I don't remember the connection there. It's been too long since we played this last. So now the decision becomes, what do I want the body of the area to be filled with? Do I want to go with some kind of like rusty metal, or, because the description was we are driving, we're puttering across the United States in our rust bucket of an RV. So we have a rust bucket. Do I try to do something more, Midwest America background? Kind of get like those, what are they called? Plinths? I don't know if that's what the name is. Those rock formations with maybe some shrubbery and whatnot. as a background and then cut out from there. That might be interesting. Right now I've got, it'll probably end up being Game Master in this top corner here, and then 3 surrounding panels kind of like this. And then when we get to the game surface, usually I do the left-handed side. Maybe this time I do right-handed and the game mat is over on this side. Just to be a little bit different than I've done in the past. How straight is that? Not very. Let's straighten that. Is that better? So the M is now straight. I mean, the text is not. It's kind of all over the place. Maybe there. So, decisions about what to do with the background. I'm going to come over to, I have some stock image sites that I can grab images that don't require royalty. So let's go Midwest America. Why is this showing me Pacific Ocean? That's more like it. I know you guys can't see this just yet. I'll grab some pictures and bring them over. That's not bad. That's not bad. I wonder if I could darken that up a bit though, because this is a tabletop RPG. I don't want it to be too bright. But we end up in a place called Short Rock, West Virginia. So maybe do I want small town America as a backdrop? Small town America. Is Little Short Rock, Virginia a real place? Short Rock, Virginia is not a real place. No. Okay, so I'm not looking for a real place. I'm looking for... Let's try a different site. Small town America. I guess I should have checked this earlier. My voice is coming through, right? Yes, it appears to be. Good. That would be embarrassing. See, that's small town, but I was thinking more like street level. Some of these aren't bad, but not exactly what I'm looking for. So, small town America. You know, you'd think you'd find more pictures of small town America when you type that into a stock photo search. Oh, that's not bad. That might be the winner right there. Let me download this. And then there we go. Let me do this. I don't need to share everything with you guys. Hey, small town America. That's not bad. Although, is that little... What does West Virginia look like? West Virginia. That's that song, right? West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Take me home. Yeah, that's That's believable that it's part of the same community. Well, they got a lot of rocky areas there. I wonder if that's more. That's all right. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, back on track here. So we're going to grab this picture. Save, we're going to pull this over. That is a massive picture compared to what I'm creating. Wow. That is a huge picture. So, what if I drag this up to here like this? And then use that as the backdrop for everything else that we're about to do. Now, can I modify this a little bit? Make it a little bit darker. Overlay. Color dodge. Burn. No, that's too bright. Color. Did that even make a difference? Nope. Darken. I don't understand why darken never actually does anything. You know, every time I try to use darken on this as a filter, it doesn't do anything. Just like luminosity sometimes doesn't do much. Multiply though, that's not bad. But now my RV doesn't fit, so what if I duplicate that and see if we can make this fit a little bit better. Either that or make it stand out without being overblown. No. Try to simplify the RV. No, that's getting worse. I suppose what I could do, I try to find a color to throw over top of it. So if I was to just create a clipping group and then just do something like this. Let's make that so much bigger. Not actually suggesting this as a color, but just wondering if I could. What if I took one of the colors from down here? Oh, now it's rusty. Color. Burn. No. Addition. Ooh. Multiply. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Maybe an overlay. That puts it there a little bit better. Now there's some edges that I need to clean up. So let's do this. Need to come in and clean up this just a little bit. And once we have our background and all that settled, the rest of this is going to come together very quickly, but it's getting this stuff, this tedious stuff kind of out of the way that helps to set everything else up. Little hole in there on the corner. Let's clear that out. See, this is where it gets tricky because the roof was almost the same color as the sky by the time we get into here now. It's hard to say where exactly the roof ends and that begins. I think it's probably safe to say I think this actually comes down here. So if we do this, I should actually be using a softer eraser just to give it a softer edge. Now, the other thing that I can do to really make this stand out, where's that last bit, is I can give the RV kind of a, it's called a stroke. Not mean that it almost dies, but I can give it a bold outline. So I can come over to here and throw down a layer style, and then I can give it a stroke. That's way too many pixels. But I can just intentionally make it stand out from the background. I apologize, guys. I got some allergy issues going on. I'll do something like that. And maybe just do a few less pixels. Maybe one more. Maybe two more. So now it's intentionally coming out, and I could even, at that point, I could almost come through, and what would be a good highlight to throw in behind this thing? If I take a look at the palette for this, that blue shouldn't be there. Well, actually, it's for that. If I was to throw, I wonder about that color right there, because that's kind of the same as the color in behind it. So if I was to do something like something like that out behind it, that just accentuates the RV, and then I could even come in here and duplicate that. And actually, I wonder, what if I threw that over top of there and then did a color? No, I don't think that works. That color's not right. Let's go back to this color, because that kind of brought it back into do something like that. Maybe that. Is that a little bit better? Okay, that's not bad. So that gives us something to start with. Monster of the Week is in a good place up there. So I actually need to bring in the let's bring in the Elderbrain logo. I really need to, I don't know why I don't have a cropped version of this. I still just have the original massive file. Brighter color scheme, let's pull that up. Let's just make that a little bit bigger there. So we do, and a little bit smaller there. Let's throw in an Elderbrain Presents. And our font that we use here is usually this one. It's called A Love of Thunder. Okay, so that might just be a little bit too big. So let's shrink that down a bit. That's better there. Oh, no, don't do that. And then we can do Monster of the Week. So if we bring this in a little bit, and then we'll center that, because it's going to overhang just a bit. So Elderbrain presents Monster of the Week. I'm going to bring this over just a hair. There we go. Cool. So now it's always the decision of, once I have a working background, it's what do I want to use for panels. So in the past, like currently, for instance, I've already shown you guys this one, but currently we have teeny little wooden frames on these. I was trying to simplify it, make it a little bit more modern looking while keeping the shippy feel. What I've done in the past, so last year's or 2 years ago, the holiday one shot that we did, when we did the Monster of the Week last time, I had these kind of like marble granite backgrounds over here. Um, but then I've also done borderless panels, and I'm not sure, like for instance, this one that I use for Pathfinder. I didn't put a border on those, and I don't know if I actually like that look. I feel like I want a border, something that clearly defines it away from the background. I tried to upgrade that one by going in and actually, making it look like the growth or the shrubbery had, kind of invading the panel a little bit. But I just don't know that the effect comes off once you get, once you're watching it on a small screen or something. It doesn't really come across. So I think I do want to do panels. So then that brings in the question of what do I want to do for the panels? So got kind of that earthy tones with that blue, the rusty. Could do some kind of like a rusty sign maybe as a backdrop. Oh, Ian, I missed your messages. Sorry. Hi. Loving Jethro's RV. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying that. That's going to be a happy theme, I think, going in. The other option that I could do is now this wouldn't come across because our zoom panels would take up the body of it, but I actually wonder if maybe it would be cool um, if our individual panels were license plates, like an old rusty license plate. So let me just old rusty license plate. But again, it wouldn't necessarily read because our zoom panels, like our faces will actually fill that. But license plates or although our license plates could be the name tags on the bottom, or the name plates on the bottom could be the license tags. So maybe I do that. So now it's just a matter of finding something that I can make use of. So let's see. Also has to be something kind of long. But let's start another search here. Old rusty signs. Just need something rectangular that can serve as a template for me here. An old Coke sign. Oh, that's not bad. It's a little too long. Again, I apologize. I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at right now. I've got too many screens in front of me. So I need something more 1920 by 1080 shaped. A zoom panel shaped. That's not bad. I'd like to have something with a border. Ooh. That's not bad. What's the size on that? That's as big as it is. So let me save that. Let's see what else we've got here. I suppose the other thing is that Jack, being the game master, I usually make theirs the big rectangle, and the rest of ours are not quite so rectangular. Usually that's for space saving purposes, but we only have 4 of us, so I only need 3 of the side panels. So I could pick something that's maybe a little bit more of a slightly long square. Yes, I'm aware that's a rectangle, but too bad. Ah, yes. Ian, I can make you a Star Trek overlay for the following week. That one might actually be easier because, well, that one will be easier. There's a lot more reference material. I don't have to come up with anything. Execution would be the hard part, is just trying to make my vision come to light. But yes, maybe that's what next week's stream will be. If I do it on a Saturday night, we'll be setting up the overlay of our bridge, of our Star Trek bridge for that game. That might be fun. Oh, that one's got stock photo things all over it. That's unfortunate. Let's see if any of my royalty-free sites have. Rusty old signs. Rusty old sign. I really only need the frame of it. That's not bad. Again, how well will that play? The problem with rusty old signs is that not a lot of them had borders. A lot of them were just kind of a flat thing with writing on the inside, so there's not something that I can take that will have a rusty frame where I can cut out the middle and then throw our faces in there. Now I'm just getting neon signs. I typed in rusty old signs website. Come on. I wonder, so where are we? Do we have a destination that we're coming from? No, we're just puttering across the United States. So technically speaking, our license plate nameplates could look like different things, different states, each even. Okay, well, let's start with the one that I got. So hard part about this might be cutting out those corners. So first things first, I gotta grab the actual panel, and that was not. Oh. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, and I'm just not aware of it. I could probably do that. Hey, let's do that. So and then we'll just come in with a white and fill in that hole. And now we will magically select. And that is the benefit of having something with a very clear background. Let's invert that selection, copy, paste. So, oh, I suppose I need to cut out that interior shape first. Okay, so this is going to be fun. So let's come in here to here. Do I go to the... No, I'll stick with the inside black line. So we'll do... Let's make a duplicate of this. Turn that one off. Cut that out. Let's go from that corner to... Oh, wow, that is not straight. There we go. Okay, so now we come in with this tool here. Jethro is from Mississippi if you're customizing. Okay. Mississippi is good to know. I can grab that license plate for his name tag. Not that anybody watching the stream would probably be able to say, hey, that's not Mississippi's license plate. I mean, I certainly wouldn't know an American license plate city to city. But you might know, and fans might know, so I will, of course, do my due diligence and get the proper thing. Yeah, that's coming along nicely. This non-straight edge is going to bug me, though. Oh well. That's probably good enough there. Oh, not that last one. Nope. And this is the trouble with a tablet down there and a screen right there. That disconnect between my hand and my eye. All right, I'm just going to leave it like that. We're going to delete that. And then we're just going to grab the whole thing and bring it over. So let's remove that layer. Let's do that. All right, so now the only problem with this is that it is small. So if I make it bigger, it doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look horrible, but it doesn't look amazing. I can come in and I can clean up some of these edges, and I should do this with the softer eraser. Clean up those highlight edges there. I almost wonder, could I come across like this on erase mode? Oh yeah, that's better. There we go. It's not bad. They decommissioned that plate in 2021. Somebody comes on and tells me they decommissioned that plate. I'd be like, all right, you're making the overlay next time then. All right. I'm not horribly unhappy with how that looks. The other thing I need to remind myself of is that this is for one game, that one setting that we probably won't revisit. So it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I just want it to look cool so that we have something unique for the game. So what I should do at this point, before I go any further, because this is always the mistake that I made, is that I should duplicate this, because I'll end up using most of these resources for the in-combat one as well. So I need to make sure that I have a clean plate background that I can use. So we're just going to close that one. Now I have two backgrounds. One of them is still visible. So now that I have this, what I have to do is I have to come through and erase the background that is inside the frame. What's nice about this is that the frame has this big border. So I can come in here and I can just go, boop, and it's gone. Now, is that big enough? Or should I make that bigger? The problem is that if I make this any bigger, is it still going to look good, or is it going to start to look like junk soon? That's actually holding its shape fairly well. See, sometimes when you take smaller images and you blow them up, they get pixelated, or they start to get blurry, and that's 100% right there. Now, it's not amazing. And I might actually want to put a border on this so that it stands out against the background. Although the cutout in the middle will help accomplish that. So now the question becomes, do I have enough space here to throw 1, 2, 3 more panels? And I think that I do. Now the real question is that panel the right dimensions, or am I going to run into issues of just dimensions and zoom panels not fitting, cutting off people's faces and whatnot? I think it'll be fine. Famous last words, I'm sure. But I also don't want to spend forever. So let's take a look. That's saved. So we'll take out another chunk here. Why is it snapping like that? Okay, so we do that. Very nice. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to here. We're going to copy this and we're going to paste this over here. And now we get to sort out where the other screens are going to go. So if I throw one there, duplicate this, throw one there, and then duplicate that, throw another one there. I could line them all up, but I don't really want to. I want to kind of separate them out. This is always the tricky part, is that, you create this landscape, this background, and I'm just taking a picture, but then I have to delete a whole bunch of it. So, yeah. So the other thing I have to keep in mind is that I'm planning on using license plates as our name plates. So I need to have enough room to put it underneath without overlapping another one. And I need to make sure that these two bottom panels are not so low that they're going to jump into, or that it's going to clip outside the image. And I need to make sure that I have enough room to put on Jack's game master plate. The license plates are pretty long and skinny, so we could probably make this work. I think it would be wise of me to maybe do this. And this is where I need to have a copy of that background, because if I decide I want to move this panel, now all of a sudden I've got an issue where I've got missing background. So the fact that I have that background there means that I can come back through and adjust this. If I decide that, for instance, I want to shrink Jack's panel a little bit to make sure that I have enough room for everything else. But I think we're going to be okay here. So let's start doing this. Just like that. So now we have our game master and then our 3 players. So it's me, Devin, Ian. So Ian, you have Jethro Skunk, who we're going to meet tomorrow. Devin has a character. I have to make a character. I suppose I could always leave this to be finished tomorrow, and I can add in my specific character's information there. And that might end up being what we do, but I can get this started at least. So let's come back over and check out those license plates. So if I was to go with a, what is it? Where did you say your character was from? Mississippi. Old, rusty Mississippi. I can spell Mississippi. Mississippi. That's the correct way to spell it. Let's see. That one's not bad. Oh, it's taller than I suppose it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be putting text over top of this. So let's save this image. Monster of the week. And then we'll come over here. So we'll do this. So now, tricky part is replacing those numbers with Jethro. And I've got to come up with a nice looking font that will go along with the old license plate fill. So if I just do this and that and that, that. Ooh, that's good. That's a good catch. It's not bad. Then I don't want to spend a ton of time. Can I just grab this, copy, paste, drag that over, and then can I just blend that out? Can I just do like a, oh yeah, that'll work. Just do some of that. So I don't need that, I need that. Oh yeah, that works, that'll work. Oh, not like that. There we go. Okay, that works. Now let's come over here, grab that chunk there. Oh, there we go. Copy, paste. Oh. Duh. That don't work. I have to select and then choose that layer. Copy, paste. Now I've got something I can drag over. We'll just fade away that edge. Looks like there was never a hole there at all. Now this will be tougher. There's a bunch of rust on that now. I could just drag this portion down. So let's go copy paste on that. Now this one's a bigger section, or a smaller section, sorry. It's not amazing. I wonder if I was to double up the effect here. Okay, erase that, erase that. Yeah, it's not horrible. It's going to be very small. Nobody's really going to be paying attention to this. This is more for me than anything else, I think. There we go. Looking good. So now I just have to erase that middle section and replace it with letters and numbers that will make sense. So actually, what if I just throw a texture on here? Let's grab, I'll grab a bunch of different colors. We'll just do this. Again, it's going to be underneath letters and numbers that represent different things, so it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be believable, or just has to give me a base to work from. Let's get a little bit of that rust color coming through here. Ooh, that's way too bright. So is that. That's okay. I come back through with this color. I mean, let's be real. That looks not amazing. But it doesn't really matter, does it? So now if I was to just flatten the image. I'm going to make a copy of that. Let's bring it over here. So this is going to be Ian's panel. So if I throw it on top of here, I think I might want to stretch this out. It's going to be a little bit janky, but that's okay. So this is the problem I always get. I always think I'm going to put these nameplates low enough that it's not going to interfere with anybody's chin. And then all of a sudden, people's chins are cut off because the nameplates are too high. And it's always very frustrating. So I wonder if I was to put it there, and then put Jethro's name in big, bright white. Now, do I go like old school and give him like the old, what's the word? Half letters, half numbers? Maybe not crisp white, maybe something like that. Maybe not quite so big. Does that read as Jethro, or is that too confusing? Leet speak, yes, thank you. Thank you, Ian. Leet speak. You'll sit very tall in your seat. Yeah. I think that won't interfere with anything there. Well, fluff just came off of me. I wonder if maybe that is too bright a white. So I suppose the other option is I could come down here and start to fiddle with the way that it's sitting on top. I have it color dodge. I might need to throw, as if I duplicate that. We're starting to get somewhere there. Duplicate it one more time. How's that? Not bad. Ian, if you're still here, is that readable enough for you? Do you think that makes sense? Or should I be trying to come up with something else? I'm just looking at Dylan. Devin's name is Donnie. So what is that going to be? That's going to be, what, just D0? Is there an N? I don't think there is an N when you use letters or numbers. D0NN13. Yeah, I suppose that's enough. That's enough of a mixture. Yeah, not completely sold on it. I agree, and I think that maybe I'm going too much on the license plate, and I should just throw in your name. I do think that is the right effect that I want to go for. So let me just make this Jethro on all three of them. And one more. Jethro. There we go. That's not bad there. Now let's see. I don't know why I want to keep calling him Dylan. Devin. Did Devin give us a town that he is from? I don't believe so. So let's see. I'm trying not to give away Donnie, Devin's character, too much. So I'm not going to read out his full description here. So let's see. What part of America would somebody who is a firm believer in the paranoia be from? Did the X-Files have like a state that it was kind of home to? Castle Rock, Maine? I mean, I'm not sure why Castle Rock, Maine, but I love it. I could do Castle Rock, Maine. Castle Rock, Maine license plate. Okay. Vacation land, apparently. Stephen King. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm I'm an uncultured swine when it comes to sci-fi and reading and stuff. I am not. I do not have an extensive college, but looks like Castle Rock, Maine is considered vacation land. Everything that I'm seeing here on my search is vacation land, Maine, which I guess is Castle Rock. Oh, wait, there wouldn't be something for specifically Castle Rock. I know Stephen King isn't high culture. My wife reads a lot of Stephen King stuff. I haven't taken the time to read a lot of it. I've read some of it. Um, Fantastic writer, for the record. I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm just saying I haven't read him as much as maybe somebody my age should have by now. But yes. Okay. So a main license plate. There's this one that's kind of old and rickety. Uh, that's from 1973. Yours was from 57. So it doesn't have to be the same year, but I think 73 is maybe a good match there. So let's save that, and we'll bring that one over to here, and we'll open that up, and we'll start to edit. And again, once I get this first one done, everything's going to wrap up real quick. It's just a matter of modifying it so that. Oh, of course, Nevada. Yes, Area 51. Of course, that would make the most sense. But I think I like your first choice more. And if Devin doesn't like it, well, Devin should have been watching, even though I didn't announce the stream until 5 minutes before I went live. So, yeah. All right. So let's see. Can I actually select this white and it's not going to take out any of the yellow? Fantastic. I can. Let's do that. Oh, that's just perfect. Look at that. All right. I can't do that part. That's okay. I can. Touching buttons with my fingers. Okay. So let's come through here and I can start to erase some of this stuff. I think that's perfect. You know, I did grow up watching the X-Files, and I am fascinated by the whole notion of Area 51 and whatever on Earth they're doing over there. Why I couldn't think about that as a paranormal place of the States? This is why my brain just doesn't function the way it needs to. And I'm a night guy, so I should be functioning, but I guess I just haven't thought about that in a while. All right, so need to clean up the holes. So let's do that. Yeah. Well, this one's going to be trickier. So what I could do, I could just have a harsh line there. Yeah, let's do that. My tablet has buttons on it that make it zoom in if I'm not careful. All right, so that needs to come down to there. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so let's just draw the opacity down on that. I'm going to come in with a hard line. Get that M out from underneath the yellow. Yep, that works. That works better. Okay. That one there. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do, Ian, is oh shoot. How did that activate GeForce Experience? All right. Yep. Try to select whatever you can, and if it doesn't work, then you got to get creative with your solutions. Yes, dropping the opacity is a thing that I learned a while ago. I used to make a lot more collages than I do these days, meshing stuff together. There's that one, and then one more. Kind of an ugly shade of yellow over on that side. That's interesting. Guess I should be careful there. I've got OBS because sometimes I reach over and I click X's on that screen, and I don't want to do that. So oh man, where is that circle? It's so, why is it so low? All right, well, I'll just do that. Done. Okay, so now I need to fill in the yellow parts with yellow paint. I'm gonna drop the size of that brush a little bit. I feel like this one's going to be a slightly easier cover up because that yellow is a little bit more simple. We'll throw in some that darker stuff. Just make that smaller. Nope, don't like that. No, that's horrible, but that's okay. I'm going to color over it with the yellow again. And texture brushes are the best. Okay, so let's come in here and erase anything that got over the letters. Oh, go that far. There we go. Flatten that image. Paste that over here. And then I'm going to resize it so that it matches. Let's match it top to bottom here. And then we'll resize it so it matches lengthwise. It's a little bit stretched, but that's okay. A little bit of a gap right there, so we'll do a little bit of a gap right there. And how much is it going over? Just a couple. Let's do that. All right, there we go. Yep, that's coming together nicely. Okay, so his character's name is Donnie. We're gonna go Donnie. We'll go with something kind of similar to color of that. I almost wonder if maybe I could go a little bit darker on that, or a little bit lighter on that gray. Let's do something like that. I think that matches a little bit better, although now I feel like that just stands right out. It should be a little bit more washed out, I think. So what if we just drop the opacity on that just a hair? Well, the name should probably stand out a little bit more, so let's leave that. I think we'll come back through and switch that back to a darker color. There we go. Jethro, Donnie. I suppose now I kind of need to decide where's my character from. Um, just reading the Discord. Unfortunately, it seems like we might be down another player, which might mean that tomorrow's stream will be postponed. We'll see. We'll see. Gonna keep trucking through with this because I want to get this done. Just means that I'm ahead of the game then at that point. So my character for this is going to be, what did I say I was going to be? I was looking at the Divine or the Spell Slinger. And let's see. Who would be traveling in a Rust Bucket RV? I mean, it could be either one. Where's my character going to be from? Maybe that'll give me some inspiration for what my character should be. I don't know a lot about the States, so let's think about... Let's just go with hockey teams. I know hockey teams. Why doesn't my character be from... Oh, okay. I have an idea for my character now. My character's going to be from Ohio. Yeah, definitely Ohio license plate. Um, Maybe even specifically Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm wondering, I don't know how many of you have watched the Drew Carey show. Oh, Divine Surfer from Cali, Spellslinger Gunslinger from Texas. That would be interesting, but my brain is now locked in on this. Uh, I'm sure Ian, you've seen the Drew Carey show. I'm wondering if I wanted to do a character that's kind of like a rip on, um, oh, what is his name? What is his name? Not Colin Mockery, the other guy from Whose Line Is It? With the tall guy with the bright shoes, the loud shoes. Ryan Stiles. Ryan Stiles' character from Drew Carey's show. I think he would be a very funny character to put in a crew of. What was it? We're cryptozoologists and monster hunters. Now, is Ryan Stiles' character from the Drew Carey show the Divine or the Spell Slinger? I think it would be funny if he were the Divine. But yeah, okay. So an Ohio license plate. Let's go with an old Ohio license plate. Something like that. Yes, can I get a straight-on picture of one of those? That's from 1960, 1930. Oh my word, that is old. That's not a good picture of one. How about this one from 1962? I think I could make that work. Let's do that. Lewis, thank you, Lewis. Yes, I might need to do some research and try to remind myself of what Lewis was like. Maybe that's going to be, maybe I could do something like that. Or I could just do Drew Carey. I don't know. I love that show. I wish I had a way to watch that show. I don't currently. It was a very obnoxious and weird show, but I liked it. Yes, I will save that. Alrighty, so this one will be nice and simple to cut out. That's fantastic. Doing this will be a little bit more interesting, just because they're right above there. So if I do that and then drag this over, I could probably get away with just doing the... Oh, let's do that first. Just doing that. Yep, that's good enough. Fantastic. And now I want to listen to the theme song from that show. Cleveland rocks. Oh man, that's good. I used to watch this show when I was younger. Not sure I understood the humor as much as I would now, but I still really liked it as a kid. And it might have just been because I like Drew Carey. I like those characters from Whose Line Is It Anyway? So they were just familiar to me. So I found the show comforting because it was like these are people not people that I knew, but like I know those guys. I saw them in this other show. This one will be easier to fill in. So what is my character going to be called? Suppose I don't have to have a name necessarily right away. Let's go with that right there. I very much enjoyed the Craig Ferguson show as well. I thought he was very funny. He was on the Drew Carey show, was he not? He was he Drew's boss or something? I feel like I remember him being on the show though. Oh yes, of course, Mr. Wick, yeah. Yeah, oh man. A lot of those shows from that time period that I still just love them. I would go back and watch them all over again. I'm currently watching through Friends, just as I do some like home workouts and stuff. But I'm excited to finish that because I have the full series of Frasier on box set or on DVD. I plan on watching through that once I'm done Friends. It's been a couple years since I went through Frasier, and that show, oh man, brings back memories. It's a good show. All right, that's good enough. Let's flatten that out. But I don't have any way to watch the Drew Carey show. I don't know if it's on any streaming services in Canada. I probably just need to find a DVD set of it somewhere, somehow. Well, that's a good question. How dated will Frasier be? I don't know. Um, last time I watched through it was, I think it was when I first moved to this house. I think it was about 6 years ago. And I don't remember it feeling super dated then. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's held up. It is funny to watch some of those older shows. Even I went through Seinfeld this last year, and some of the things they talk about in that show, it's like, oh man. The 90s were a wild time. All right, so then I just need to get a license plate for Jack's character. So the main storyteller for monster, you know what? That probably makes the most sense to be a Nevada license plate. We're dealing with monsters and the paranormal. Old Nevada license plate. Let's get this one from 1969, 1965. Want something that looks cool though. Not another yellow one. Maybe something, maybe like a blue one would be cool. They've got some blue ones. So 78, 65 one, although the lighting on it kind of sucks. It'd look weird. Yeah, let's do that one. The paint's peeling on it. I'll never be able to recreate that, but that's okay. Let's do that one. Alrighty. So there's my Nevada license plate that we're going to rip off. Suppose I don't have to be perfect here. We're going to shrink this down. Yep, I just have Cleveland Rock stuck in my head. That's the only problem. I'm not going to be able to do anything about that right there. That's too different. So do I just leave this one? Maybe I'll just leave this one. So let's get the texture brush out, start replacing the letters that are here. Now, is the NY part of the license plate, or is that part of the license plate number? Because I'm also seeing some that say CT. I got another one that says NY. One from CT is from 61, but then I have another one from 61 that says NY. Are those first two numbers? You know what? Let's just erase them. Those first two letters might be. Oh, don't want to go right over top of the primary layer. Let's create a new layer. They're probably part of something, and if they're not, oh well. There we go. So there's kind of this like vertical pattern to these. It's interesting. Wonder if I have anything that could replicate. I'm not going to bother. That's too much time. Let's just break this dark up here just a little bit. That's good enough for now. So let's flatten that image, copy it, paste it over here. Make it as small and as wide as the others. And then that's this one done. And then all I got to do is make the in combat one, which won't take nearly as long because I already have the graphics that I need for it. Now, do I make this one longer? because it's got to say Game Master. If I stretch it too far, then it stops making any sense. Is there a way I could stretch it but keep the Nevada in the same place, or do I just... Do I just make Game Master? Do I just put Jack in there? What do you think, chat? Should I just throw Jack's name in there? Should I throw GM in there? See, what did I put on when we did the last Monster of the Week stream for Jack? Holiday one shot. What did we do there? What did we call him? We called him the Key. Oh, that's right. I had a nickname for him. The Keeper. I think. Oh, Keeper is the okay, all right. Then Keeper it is. Keeper. Thank you for knowing that, Ian. I obviously need to read the rules a little bit better. So I obviously need to try to match at least somewhat the color. Can I do that one there? No, it's not quite gold enough. It's maybe too gold. How about something like that? That's too yellow. Maybe something a little bit more on the brown side. Color matching is very hard. I've never been very good at it. I need to desaturate that a little bit more. That's better. Not perfect, but that's better. Is it still legible against the backdrop of the others is the good question. So let's just make this a little bit bigger. I wonder if I should just make his white. It's not terrible. We duplicate that. Overlay it. Color dodge it. No. I think I'll just make it a brighter shade of that color. Yeah, I'll go with that for now. Cool. So all I need to do is come up with a name for my character. Ian, thank you for posting the full theme to the Drew Carey show. I just noticed that over on the Discord. I will be watching that in a minute. I mean, my theme for these one shots has always been that I do like the brother of a character that I'm that I'm thinking of. Things like Muddy the elf was Buddy's brother. Spoopy was Snoopy's brother. Last year, I guess for the last Monster of the Week, I did Don McLean. I do need it, thank you. So let's see, if I'm not Drew Carey or Lewis, which one do I want to be though? I might just have to watch this, get a little inspiration. I know none of you can see it, and that's too bad for you. Oh, this is long. There's Craig Ferguson. Oh man, Clark Lewis's brother. Oh man, the memories of this opening sequence. Man, this this full theme is better than a lot of TV shows that are out right now. Maybe it's just the nostalgia welling up in me, but I'm watching this and I'm like, there's more story happening in this than I've seen in some TV shows that I've watched lately. Oh, now they're gonna go and steal Buddy Holly's glasses from a display case. There you go. Man, look at how young they all are there. Oh, thank you for that, Ian. Now I need to go and find the show so I can actually watch it. Oh man. Oh, the feels. The youthful feels. Suppose that was just really boring for anybody that is actually watching. Sorry, Ian. Watching me watch the Drew Carey show intro. Um, Clark, Lewis's brother. I can't remember. You're saying it so matter of factly. Is that actually Lewis's brother's name on the show? I don't remember. It's been too long since I've seen the show. I remember that I loved it, and I don't remember any of the details aside from some of the specifics. Um, I guess I'll have to sort that out later. So what we'll do then is I'll just call this one done, and we're going to save a second version of it that we'll call combat. And so now what we're going to do is very quickly, because I know it's after midnight and I'd like to go to bed at some point. I'm going to close that one. I'm going to open this one back up, and now I'm going to rejig everything. So, just seem to fit. Maybe I'll go with Clark then. So what we need to do is we need to shrink this one down so that it is on this side. We need to do the same with the others. So I'm actually going to close those. I guess we need to move. I think, can I get away with that? I don't know that I can. So if we were to do three, or sorry, four, no, I can't do that. Um, so how many can I fit with nameplates going down the middle there? I can't fit a lot if I want to have a big game screen. So if we take this whole area here and make it the game screen, then I can use this section here for the players. The other option is I could throw the players along the bottom, and they could kind of jut into the game screen. But then I have a whole left side that would be wide open. I don't want a wide open left side. I'd rather them all go down that right. So I guess I'll just have to make Jax a little bit smaller. I could make these a teeny bit smaller just to accommodate. Which is what I usually do. I usually make these nameplates smaller so that everything fits when we shrink her down. So how small do I want to go where everybody is still visible? I fit 3 with nameplates down the side there. Let's test this. Duplicate. So I gotta fit in a nameplate. Yeah, see that's probably as big as I could make them. I don't think I want to have them in a straight line. I want to stagger them a little bit. Okay, so I can do that. So it's Jethro, Donnie, then me. So we'll go Jethro, Donnie, me. We'll just keep them similar sizes to the other ones. What was that? Alrighty, so let's make a quick clipping group so that I can move these all together. Oh, but I've lost my effect. Why have I lost my effect? That is weird and annoying. Really annoying. Oh, okay. I'm gonna redo it. Okay, so that first one is like that. The second one is overlay. The third one is overlay. So if I just make a copy of that one, and then another copy of that one. Oh, okay. Perfect. Last one there, and then it's just a matter of cutting everything out. So as you can see, this is why these things go by very quickly. Once I get the main theme and all of that stuff established, then it's just a matter of putting everything in its place. So yeah, so there, that's the issue right there. So I need to bring these up a little bit, just a hair. So let's bring you up just a bit, which then means I have to bring this up just a bit, and this one up just a bit. So that I can do that for the rest of them. That's the gap there. That's going to look better. Now I'm not going to be clipping my name and all of that off the bottom. So let's make a duplicate copy of that background, and then I can start cutting out the background to create my overlays. Just realizing that Nevada license plate is way too high. That needs to be dropped, which means everything else needs to be dropped. Ah, the tedium. Let's do that. Maybe I can get away with just moving the one. No, I'll have to move everything. Duplicate, duplicate. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now I can come back in and I can start to delete these. And then it's just a matter of adjusting the RV. I'll probably end up making it smaller, but I do want it to still be part of part of the screen that's going on there. So if we make this adjustment, so if I just make it smaller, oh, there's two of them. I forgot about that. So oh yeah, now I have to make them perfectly smaller together. Can I just select all of it? I can't. That's annoying. Ugh! That is so annoying. Okay. There we go. Now, how little is little enough? I think it needs to be littler than that even. Oh, and then I need to do that. Okay, so let's start with this. Let's make it there. We'll do the same here. Okay. And then that's right there. We're going to move this down. Be like that. Move that over. Then I'm going to push this up a little bit. Just like that. Okay. I think that's good. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to make this stuff a little bit smaller so that it's not quite so encroaching on what we got going on here. I think I can raise this up. Let's do that. See that there, that there, and then that there. Again, this is the combat one. And now I come through and I make the game like this. And this is where we're going to lose a lot of our background, and that's okay. So if I do that, Just gonna make a quick duplicate of that copy. Now, does that game area need a border? Oh. And if I want a border, it should match the borders of the players. But of course, I can't just. Oh, I had a feeling that this might happen. So what if I did this? So let's make a duplicate of that. Let's bring that over, and then let's start chopping this up. So if I was to take this section here, copy paste it, let's drag it up to the corner there. And then if I was to just go there to there, this is where the process sometimes gets tedious. U.S. federal government license plate? Maybe. But I'll never find something that's a big square like this. That's the problem. What I could do here, what if I just flipped this? That's the one I want to. Whew. Do I want to do this all the way across? I don't know that I do. Oh man. I don't think that I want to do. Yeah, you'll be cutting and pasting regardless. It's true. Do I want to do this all the way across just so that those match? Although I suppose now what I can do is I can start to merge these layers and start to simplify my shape. So if I was to, let's say, flatten, merge with layer below, okay, that's that and that. So now if I come through, oh, just did it. I almost clicked the X on Discord. Not Discord, OBS. That would have been bad. So now if I do this, if I flip this horizontal and then go over here like that, now I've got a nice long shape to work with a weird ugly spot right there. Let's just get rid of that piece. Not bad. Let's come back down to that shape there. Let's go a chunk. Now I'll have to line that up as it comes across. So I should do another one of these sections. I should merge that one down with the layer below. Yes. Let's do that. Paste. Across. And let's flip that horizontally. Match those two ends together. And so then now, just need to match this end down to here. Probably there. Just like that. Okay. Not bad, not bad. blur. It's true. Let's blur them together. Yep. I think I'll have to move that because right now it is not legible. So I might move that into the frame of that just a little bit. So now we do the same thing coming down here. So I'm going to match. I'm going to grab that of that one. Is that better? It's not really. So, oh, and shapes are so small, it's hard to match them all together. Okay, so let's just lose that back there, and then I will not blur, but there we go. That's that one. There we go. That works. Okay, so I need to take that area there. I'm going to merge that with the layer below. Okay. Nice part about this side is that I don't have to worry about the corner. Because the corner is covered by that thing. Oh, it's late. It's very late. And we just need to move the RV up above these. There we go. Okay. So let me just do this. Let me merge all of my shapes that I've done here. Merge with layer below. Yeah, one more merge. I ought to put all of those border pieces together. Perfect. All right, so now we come back over to this one, which is that one. Let me start to put this one together with the other one. Okay, that's better there. There we go. Layer, merge with below. Let's start taking big chunks. Oh, whoops. There's that one with the layer below. Now we start taking big chunks. Yep, see it. See you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we will get a game in tomorrow. See it. I'm almost done here, so anybody that's actually hanging around watching, we're almost ready to finalize this. This is the tedious work that requires Just that fine tuning. And we come back over to that one there. I'll get that corner piece. That's pretty good on a first little crash there. Perfect. Okay, now just the run along the bottom, and then that's done. Okay, so to merge that down, our whole border coming off. Now we want to steal this portion across here and start that final process down there. Oh, mirror horizontal. That's a little better. Let's drag that way over. And we'll take that and blend that back. Good. Merge that down. Now we have a new long section. Copy, paste. Vertical. Not vertical. Horizontal. And drag it over. Again, it's nice, I can just bury that behind there, so we're just going to make a second copy of that. Horizontal, drag it that way. And that's that. Okay, so we're almost done. Now I just got to fix this up here, which should not take too long. Hardest part is that that Monster of the Week logo has a bunch of white text in it that, or white stuff in it that I need to get rid of. So I wonder, do I have another copy of the Monster of the Week logo? Can I find another copy of the Monster of the Week? Because it needs... There's a tiny version of it. I'll just have to make do with this. I put it in this overlay. Please don't crash. I did not. That's annoying. Just cleaning up my workspace here. Krita can be a somewhat cumbersome software, so sometimes it crashes on me. Why is that printing? Or why is that? Oh, I know why. There we go. So yeah, so there's my issue with the Monster of the Week logo, is that it is yeah, you see that only works with a background that's actually different. I really do need to find a logo that's, or I need to put that somewhere else. Maybe I could just put it across the top. That's probably the simplest solution. That doesn't require me to do a whole lot of work. So if I just do this, and then maybe make this just a wee bit smaller. So that the bigger title is that one. Now, do we have a mission title for this one? I don't think we do. Oh, actually, what is the Roll20 game called? Games. Monster of the Week. Short Rock. If it was not 12:40 at night, I would probably make a road sign that said, "Welcome to Short Rock." Because of how late it is, I don't think I'm going to do that. But maybe, depending on when we get a chance to play, that will be something that I create for the final, um, the final overlays. But for now, I think I'll finish it there, just because of how late it is. So we've got 2 overlays that we have worked on. That took a while to get going, but once they got there, they were looking good. So let me just bring up the other one here so we can see them both. So this will be our overlay screen when we are out of combat, when we are just RP or anything else that's not requiring a game screen. And then when we are, that we're somewhere where we would need a game screen, this is where we will play. We can see our RV in the corner. We've got our player panels on the right, and our big map panel in the middle. And then on this one here, we've just got the those the different player panels there. But yeah, if we have enough people, then we will be playing this game tomorrow night during our regular stream time of 8 p.m. over on Twitch, twitch.tv twitch.tv/elderbraincast, all the one word there, and you can catch us there. Otherwise, we'll see you guys the next time that we are streaming. But thanks for hanging out with me here. If you're watching this on the VOD, cool. Thanks for hanging out there. If hopefully you learned something about OBS overlays and how you can create those for your team, and maybe you learned a little something about what's the word? What did I do here? I didn't draw any of this. Not collage, composited. There we go. There's the word I wanted. Hopefully you learned something about composition and making things kind of work together and fleshing out a concept together. Not that I'm a perfectionist or not that I'm great at it, but I think this works really well for our game that's going to happen tomorrow. So anyways, thanks again for watching. We'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow night. Happy gaming, and we'll see you next time.